On this episode of the Infowars News, with NSA document proves the surveillance of Donald Trump and several other people, David Rockefeller dies, and the FBI investigates Infowars for Russia connections. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of March the 20th, 2016, this is first article here, and it's an article written by Jerome Course. The title is called NSA Documents Prove Surveillance of Donald Trump and His Family. Underneath it says bombshell discovery targets of NSA's Project Dragnet. Infowars has obtained information from law enforcement sources regarding individual records of U.S. citizens under the National Security Agency electronic surveillance in the years of 2004 through 2010. A database that suggests both Donald J. Trump and Alex Jones were illegally unauthorized government monitoring during these years. Michael Zulu, the former commander and investigator of the Cold Case Posse, a special investigator group created in 2006 in the office of Jessup M. Arpaio, formerly the sheriff in Maricopa County, an Arizona State Certified Law Enforcement Agency headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, provided sections of the database to Infowars.com. The electronic surveillance database provided to Zulu by a whistleblower in 2013 was apparently created by the NSA as a part of the NSA's illegal and unconstitutional Project Dragnet electronic surveillance of U.S. citizens, first revealed by news reports published in 2005, as further documented by the revelations of whistleblower Edward Snowden in 2013. Jeff Arpaio, sorry about that, and Chief Investigator Zulu have identified dozens of entries at various addresses, including both Donald Trump's tower in New York City and Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, under which Donald Trump was apparently under NSA electronic surveillance from 2004 during President George Bush's term of office through 2009, the first year of President Obama's presidency. And I'm going to stop right here. I mean, you can look at the names here. But here's Alex Jones on this subject.
Before we give you the big enchilada, we've not just received the data of the Dragnet. Our law enforcement services, who are patriots in many cases, have given our sources, who are impeccable, the database excerpts, and we have them. And by the way, we could be SWAT team ready at any minute for this. But again, we have President Trump now who wants law and order. So but there's still criminal elements in the government. We don't know what's going to happen. This is all done in the interest of the Republic and the truth. We have President Trump being surveilled by Obama previous to even running for the presidency. And then it cuts off and the rest has not been put in the database since then for these law enforcement groups. We only have the database up until 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Barack Obama spying on the Trump kids, the Trump wife, particular interest in the Trump's daughter. Oh, and guess who else is in the database? A guy named Alex Jones. my private cell phone number, our little shadow office, all of it is in there. So, very interesting. And I'm getting calls by these law enforcement guys, and they're like, yeah, is this your number? Is this your address? Yeah. I'm like, of course it's my number. You're talking to me on it. And I guess they just went live with it. You know, that's fine. But I talked to them an hour ago and 30 minutes ago and 15 minutes ago before I went on air, and I said, wait, because I want to add all that. But it's fine. It's now gone live on Infowars.com, and we're going to add some of the background to that information. But we also probably need to clip out this little segment of the live show and add this into the piece. But it explains it and breaks it all down. But we've put this out a day early because of security concern issues. Because, let's just say, behind the scenes, some stuff broke loose. Once they were obviously listening to our phones last week, we were talking about this.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. But really, you think that they can do all of this stuff, folks? I mean, he's been proven right. The evidence is here, and the media keeps saying, oh, nothing happened, oh, nothing happened, oh, nothing happened, we're investigating it for blah, blah, blah. I mean, really. Seriously, you're a bunch of a-holes if you don't believe this stuff. Seriously, man. Isn't this something? Seems we have a passing to note. And it's of a globalist bastard we all know and love. The title is called Globalist David Rockefeller dies at 101. Central banker well known for pushing new world government. It was written by Kit Daniels. I mean, look at, oh God, take him off. I can't stare at him. Take him off. Take him off. That's better. David Rockefeller, a globalist central banker who advocated a new world order and mass population control while wielding mass influence over world leaders, have died Monday at the age of 101. A family spokesperson, Francis B. Stellan, compared his passing. Rockefeller is well known for his open bragging about the transgressional elite plan to centralize control over the world's population's wealth and resources. Some even believe we are a part of a secret cabal working against the best interest of the United States, criticizing my family and me as internationalists and corresponding with others around the world to build more integrational global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. If that is the case, and then I stand guilty, and I'm proud of it, he wrote in his book Memoirs. Rockefeller also revealed the extent of the corporation media collusion with this game plan. We are grateful that the Washington New York Times and the rest of these other great publications whose directors have attended our meetings and respectfully their promises of decision for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible to develop our plan for the world if we had not been subject to the light of publicity all these years. Where have I heard that before? I know I heard of that somewhere. Little has changed since 1991. Currently, the media outlets Rockefeller motivated are vehemently promoting Trump. And you can read the rest of the article. So, we got one guy that's dead. All I can say is, hallelujah! He now gets to face God. And be tried for his crimes. I mean, this guy was dirty of the dirty. The rattest of the rat. And I really hope that God just throws the book at this guy. Literally. Okay, this is the last article there, and it's an article written by Paul W. Watson. It was also red-linked as well, like the other one. Like the first article today here I just read. Title is called Why FBI Infowars-Russia investigation. It's completely ludicrous. If the FBI really wants to find out who interfered in the election, they should investigate Google, Facebook, and Twitter. The revelation that the FBI is investigating whether Infowars is assisted in helping Russia operatives as a part of a secret cyber operation to help Donald Trump win the presidency is the ludicrous combination of 4 months of wall-to-wall leftist hysteria about Moscow hacking the election. Federal investigators will probe whether Russian operatives created bots to blitz social media with pro-Trump stories that harmed Hillary Clinton's campaign, including links from Infowars, RT, and Breitbart. Well, those guys are completely crazy if you believe that much. I got a bird to say you somewhere down the... well, if you know what I mean. Investigations agents examined the bots attacked or explored whether the far-right news operators took any action to assist Russian operatives, which we know they didn't. Their participation, however, wasn't necessarily for the bots amplifying their news through Facebook and Twitter, reads McClatchy. Having failed to streamline or acceleration growth, stalemate of our acceleration growth for over a decade long before Russian hacking or fake news was even a thing, the patriotism investigation is transported to attempt to silence and censor Infowars by ludicrously hugging us as a conducted for the Kremlin propaganda. I mean, you can also see the pictures here. I mean, even Stanford said that basically this wasn't. Stanford University said that basically this wasn't the hack. Russia didn't do anything. Or goes on to say that 2 months before the election, protagonist Robert Epstein and source feeds Matt Lieberman both exposed how Google was manipulating search results to retain to Hillary Clinton to ensure autocomplete suggestions were based in favor of Clinton. And you can see right here. But folks, this is a very, very serious issue. They're blaming them for something they didn't do, which I think is completely, well, jackassery, if you get my drift. But this is very going into an area where basically people may start, well, you know, dying, perhaps. I mean, basically, this is complete idiocy, complete jackassery, and completely, utterly false. I mean, they just tried to kill Roger Stone with polonium and having his car run into him by a big old-fashioned tinted SUV. And now they're coming out with this? I mean, the next step is they're going to start killing people, as Alex Jones has already said. And they're gearing up to take out Trump. They do that, oh my goodness. There's going to be the biggest civil war on their hands, and those that push for it, trust me, they better not be in the country. They better not be in the country anytime soon, because technically they're all gonna get hung from lamp poles all over this place. That includes Snoop Dogg, Madonna, and the rest of them. And it don't matter where you are. So pretty much I will end this video like always. Please go to the link below, go to Infowars.com or PlayThePlanet.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars News Blitz. I'm InfoGundam, now for Feeding Region number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye bye.